All right. Phil, g'day, Jack here. How does it feel to be out of isolation?
Well, we haven't been out for very long, but it certainly feels good. I think, if we're trying to play a game this weekend, to be here in Sydney and to be able to, at least train and give the girls some training so they can play this weekend is a great thing. So it feels good.
When did you think that this would actually happen and you guys would get out and actually be able to play this weekend?
Well, look, we had several discussions with both the SA and New South Wales governments, and in the end, both of them agreed that this was probably the best option for us to be able, if we wanted to get a game away this weekend. When did that come to fruition? Probably about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So there was a couple of other options that were spoken about, but we decided to go with this one because it got us to Sydney and we were able to train.
And just one last one from me before I pass it on. What's the mood like on the bus with everyone able to play a game this weekend?
I know the girls are pretty happy once we said they would be able to play this weekend because, we thought we may be in 14 days of isolation. Now, that hasn't changed. We still are, but at least we've got some permission to train and an ability to play a game this weekend. And, hats off to the AFL. They've talked the talk about supporting this competition and wanting it to go ahead. And it's all very easy to talk the talk, but they're actually walking the walk and making this happen for us. So the girls are really appreciative.
Thank you.
Liz, do you want to go now?
Sure thing. Hi, Phil. How you going?
Good, thanks, Liz. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. What happens now for the team in terms of quarantining and things like that? Are you going to have to spend time in a hotel self-isolating for a few days?
Yeah, we're in a hotel. We're in a hotel in Sydney here, the Novotel at Rooty Hill, and we'll be self-isolating until such time as we're told we don't need to. So we'll just stick with the health of the community is the main thing, and we'll stick with the rules as we're given them by the New South Wales government. So we're self-isolating at the hotel, except for when we're allowed to go out and train.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. So you are training. Where are you training? How often are you allowed to train and things like that?
Well, we're training at Tom Wills Oval tonight, which is the Giants training facility. And then the other plan is to train on Saturday morning at Blacktown Oval. So there's a couple of times where we can get out and at least run around, because if we couldn't do that, in all seriousness, we couldn't play. I mean, it's a pretty full-on competition, the AFLW, and you need to be able to train and get some miles in your legs to be able to perform at your best.
Just as a little bit of housekeeping as well, how many players have you taken over with you and staff and things like that?
We've got a crew of about 40 people, which includes 24 players.
Okay, excellent. Thanks.
We've tried to keep the players who weren't involved with us last weekend separate. Otherwise, then they're into isolation as well, which we probably don't really want.
Perfect. Thanks, Phil. I'll hand over.
All right, Max, do you want to go now?
Yeah, Phil, I just wanted some clarification. If you were to have stayed in Adelaide, what would have, just for the sake of knowing what all the rules and whatnot were, what would have happened if you stayed here? What could you do? Can't you do?
Well, we can't do anything. We had to stay in our houses. We could have put in an application to perhaps go somewhere and hub somewhere and stay as a group. I mean, one of the problems with training as a group is that in Adelaide, we're all going back to our houses, to our families, and even though they're isolated, there's a greater risk. So that's probably why both governments thought the idea of coming here into a hub was probably the best idea.
And post-Sunday, do you know what happens? Because it was 14 days you had to look after yourselves here if you're in SA?
Yeah, well, post-Sunday, I mean, we sit and hope that things go all right in the rest of Australia and some of the restrictions can be lifted. But at the moment, we've got 14 days Now, we probably, in here in New South Wales, we fall into their jurisdiction now, which means that we're under isolation until Friday evening. And then we await further advice from them.
Thanks, Phil. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Cam, ABC.
Yeah, just the one from me, Phil. How important is this result for the team, I guess, to keep the season not too interrupted, even though it has been quite an interrupted week, but you're still able to get a game underway and kind of keep some normality for games?
Well, I think it's really important. It's not only important for our team, but it's important for the competition. If 1 or 2, 3 or 4 teams have to drop out of the competition and not play in a week, and then you're playing catch up. So, as I said before, hats off to the AFL for being able to make this happen, and hopefully the rest of the community throughout Australia are safe, and we can get back to some sort of normality in the near future.
Thanks, mate. That's all from me.
Sorry, Phil, it's Jackie from 9. Can I just clarify? So, Friday evening, are you guys out in New South Wales allowed to go out and do what you want after that from Friday evening?
If at the moment in New South Wales, the isolation period is for the 5 days, which finishes Friday night. That doesn't mean, that's how it stands at the moment. But if there's more cases in Western Australia, that period may extend. But that's how it stands at the moment.